Overpass. Tendencies, here they are, started on that attack. 00Nation to defend here, and already 1-0 up. 00Nation.
Yeah, let's go. Imperial, they need to win this map to continue on to a third. Lado will start us up with a headshot to bring down Fallen. But that P250 at range, look at VINI, the confidence it gives him taking the fight. He wouldn't do that with a Glock, I doubt. So just going to be falling back. He has the bomb, so I didn't realize that that's a little bit scary. Don't want to be losing that out there. And they're going for the B bomb side. They're not slowing down.
It's a well-timed nade. Really nice damage. He's going to chip away at FNX and Fur. Does need a headshot too. Taco has just missed his opportunity. The window closed.
Whoever smoke's gonna kit though, so the after plant is definitely doable. Always difficult in these after plants to know, do you smoke the L-bend, do you smoke the tunnel, or do you smoke the bomb? A lot of different options to try and do this.
Waterfall out of top heaven. This is rarity, and it's working. Look at that. 3 bodies suddenly emerge in the sight. Pandemonium ensues. boltz very low and unarmored. It's a good shot, but only one try with one. Cold as well back in. boltz, try as he might, leaves FNX alone. Time sensitive. Oh, Dumau's down. That's the kit as well. He's just going to have to hold it. Cold doesn't have the kit. Oh, no. A clutch. A messy one. And he's going to stab Cold in the chest cavity. 2 to the ribcage. And it's Imperial's pistol. And it looked so good for the 00Nation boys until it didn't. Clutching up. A nice find. The smoke just a little late on that.
This Brazilian fight has got really personal now.
Hasn't it?
Stabbing him in the middle of the defuse. He had 6 bullets left on that Glock, so he decided it's not worth it. They had the smoke, they put it down. There was a kit in there somewhere, but he just didn't pick it up.
Exactly, and then he's in the smoke, can't find the kit, eventually finds it, and ends up defusing with his legs sticking out like a bit of a plonker, is what my father would call him.
Well,
a plonker.
That is that's a tough way to go. Tough start.
What do you make of this, Anders? I don't know how many CT sides opt for the double scout. You know, Apex likes to whip out the one. Fallen, I'm sure many of your Daddy Orpers will, especially on a map like Overpass. It is vast, it's big, and a scout nimble for information and for damage. But 2, it does
soft spot for the scout, Alex. I would.
Oh, I know you do. In fact, you know what? I shouldn't have asked you. I asked the wrong guy. There is no one more frustrating to play with. I love you. But when you're sitting there at 14-14 and Anders is rushing in first with a scout, it's a different ball game. Look at this from Taco. VINI might get caught off by this. It's fading now. And boltz and Fallen solve that problem.
Sitting inside that smoke as it's evaporating in front of you, and you have to trust that aim. You don't get a second shot. So,
and he hits it, but still finds himself at a disadvantage.
For Imperial to win this pistol, though, you've got to say it is important. And obviously, they need to win the follow-up here, which is not looking very good. Try a lot of damage on the boltz. That's interesting. AK down to 10 health at least. They're kind of backing up. But then again, over at the long side, Fur is already swinging to clear the bomb site, and he's going to be able to do so. Really well done, I would say. If they'd rushed into the bomb site, that could have been a quick end to the round here for Imperial. But now they should have it locked down.
Should, yeah. I don't really see a way in which they're going to get anything more done.
Just to follow up on what we were talking about with tendencies and what Home was showing us in terms of these little tells, you know, does VINI go through the smoke or not? Like all these things. Here's something to think about too. Sometimes those tells, the teams themselves don't even know about. This is the more powerful thing. If you can, it's one thing, because this might be a protocol directly for Imperial to say, well, we do this, and you know, it's either A or B, and it depends on this thing. But sometimes you fall into a rhythm. You have no idea that you're playing this way, and if an enemy team finds that out, it's so devastating.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it's just a natural byproduct of your gameplay. You know, boltz doesn't take those risks when he doesn't know that Underpass is firmly held by a 2-man push.
And it could be tiny things that in the past we've had examples of, you know, when certain players shoot windows across the map, they have a specific follow-up. These are, you know, you don't even think about it, you just do it, and then, but every time you do it, it's because you plan to do something else that has nothing to do with the window necessarily, but there, you have to be really careful about that stuff.
The one that stands out as a good example of that was a Mahone video on Rain or FaZe, in particular, Overpass T-side tendencies, and it was something as simple as if Rain flashes Underpass first, then he's alone. If he smokes, then there's 2 or 3, and it's just like the most, you know, I mean, just hearing, like now, Taco could hear whether it's Rain alone or if it's 3, if you really was that cut and dry. It likely isn't. Of course, that's another conversation, reading too far into the tendencies and letting it influence your gameplay, and you stop playing quote-unquote your game.
Well, and that's a good point. I think those tendencies you can probably only use mostly if you already have a little bit of excess power in the team and you feel good. Oh, wow, risky to open it up like that, but he absolutely gets the reward. Fallen running back and gets taken out. They have nothing left. Oh, they don't have a lot to fight with this round, but 00Nation still 5 versus 4. A lot of damage on the fur as well. They have a shot here.
Yeah, that one recovered Galil is actually not only drawn first blood, but it's put Imperial into a bit of a bind. They are committing to this. This is going to be a very early, disadvantaged commit through Monster. Dumao, ooh, the jump costs him his life and likely the round as well. That was all really hinging on him finding more. I say that. A USP bullet does land into boltz's dome. Taco needs more of that, and Lato lays down one. Nice on the scout. Feeling frisky. 2 scouts up against the rifles, though. You can see it's definitely lost its bite.
Yeah, but the smokes up on top of it is just so hard to find anything. What a shame, because Dumao not only had the Galil, he actually had 2 flashbangs. So there were a lot of ways that he could have gone for that. I think he was just not expecting anyone to be up that close.
It was early, right?
Yeah,
it was really early, and I think that's actually, you know, credit to Imperial. Just for that knee-jerk reaction. Okay, we've taken a loss. Let's just contact walk quick out of that pipe. Oh, lovely finish. They are going to make it costly. But this is a 3-0 T start for Imperial to start this reverse sweep campaign. Down a map, up against former teammates. Teammates? I don't know if they rate them, but they are teammates. And of course, you know, you've lifted a trophy with your opponents. It's a very rare opportunity for us to get something like this for our midweek Counter-Strike. Check that one out from Dumao. Just, yeah, I mean, I think we've already analyzed it, but just not expecting it. And a bit of a flub strafe circle jump as well. He didn't quite manage to tuck in quickly enough for the punishment. 2 scouts saved. None are going to be used in this round. Yeah, we do get to see a Scout 2.0. I know you would have, young man.
Well, here we go.
Let's see. It looks like early util deployed. Lato aggressive. He's in support as well. Has the AWPer with him. Oh, still pulls the trigger. Try has bailed his teammate out now. Now still seeing that aggression rewarded. Lato another from party. FNX does emerge and Try's in trouble. 3 players barreling towards him. Fallen posted up. They're gonna wrap him. He's going all in. Instead of running back, the expectation dictates he's coming forward, and look what it leads to. Try gets another one onto FNX. He was supposed to be boxed in, but instead they were the ones locked in with him. Try not only gets 3, gets away, and gets 00Nation started on this first weapon round.
That is a really bold play, but if you try to fall back though, he might have got caught. He might have been dead anyway, so they weren't expecting it. And the unscope, the timing for Fallen to get off that scope, it is a classic, and it's very painful. boltz going to try and throw his shot in the back while he's trying to dispose of that AWP. But yeah, what a round out of Try.
It actually works out, Anders. You know, I mean, he lost his life and he looks a bit of a fool, but there will not be an AWP in play, and we saw what that one just achieved.
Yeah.
CTs can't afford it. We'll get to see Fallen unscope here. I mean, that timing. Counter-Strike timing. Oh, it's a cruel mistress, and so is Try.
That is actually not a no-scope.
They didn't even throw it out. They just didn't get there in time. Damn.
You're right.
Damn. Okay, game on. Very much so now. Fallen throwing out that smoke that Mahone outlined for us.
Do you know, Alex, where that AWP fell? You can shoot through the floor into...
Under?
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't think anyone's ever going to use it for anything, but it's doable.
I saw the one on Mirage, where you can wallbang underpass from like on B site, or more like short corner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dumao, the constant, persistent aggression out of this CT. And now a fight for Lato. First party, it does seem 00Nation have talked it out and decided offense may be the very best defense. That's multiple instances, very early doors in Overpass, where they have just brought the fight to Imperial, and it's a bit of a discombobulation. It's a cupped palm across the eardrum.
Yeah, that'll leave your ears ringing for a minute. I've got to say as well, if I'm 00Nation coming out of that first match, even if it was close, I'd probably walk away from the ancient map thinking we actually have the firepower to beat these guys straight up. We can take the fight to them and win. And that's not a crazy proposition either. The way the Try was playing, the way the Dumao was playing between the two of them, I would say you're not going to feel that bad just running out there to battle them. Right now, it's on Imperial to show them that that's not going to be the case.
Taco has info. Now just a question of time to deploy. Does throw it out a bit premature, but does enable the rotate to be facilitated. Tries on his way. 23 and counting, and that is one more smoke on try. He could deploy it to cut them off on shot. They're bothering to boost. Lads, 18, 16, and he's still pre-aiming. Doom out aware, and the smoke is up. I mean, this is horrible for Imperial. Zero options. Just sit there with $0 in the bank account of VINI and hope you don't get hunted down.
It almost felt like this. It feels like that boost is like, what if we boost and get a double kill, then we're back in the round, even if it's low time? It's like, yeah, but when does that ever happen? Within like, it's so, that's risking a lot. So
and what's crazy, sorry to talk over you, what's crazy to me is that I don't think that smoke was up on short. Let me check. Okay, so it was thrown. I think when they were establishing the boost, when they're faffing around setting it up, there was no smoke on short.
Yeah.
So that little window of opportunity to make a round out of it, removed by an interesting decision.
And remember, this round kind of falls apart with what? Lado getting a kill out on long, and then they spend the rest of the time not really sure where to go. That can't happen. It's not enough just to lose one player on long, and then you kind of get funneled into this.
They're faking something. They're trying to throw util to try and pull the wool over their eyes. It has led to a frag. Doom out. Lackadaisical around the corner leads to his demise, and more of weapons to be used now. An extra one thrown into the mix for Imperial. 3 rifles, little smattering of flashbangs, and it seems like a reserved defense is going to be adopted. You can see Cold and Taco talking it out. Are they really flirting with a boost for info? Oh, hello, goodbye. That's all we wanted. VINI spotted out, Molotoved out, and flashed away. So that's going to put them back to the drawing board, back to the starting mark. Still very much favors Imperial if they can pull their socks up and commit as a unit.
They're lacking a lot of grenades to try and take it with. One smoke for that sniper spot, which is going to be super important to stop the rotation coming in. Might be just a double defense down here if they're really quick with it. Yeah, 2 M4s. Taco on the one, Cold Zero on the other. And down to 40 seconds. And Imperial are so sure that there's going to be a reaction. They're waiting for another boost, a jump, anything to screw this up. There's the smoke set up for it, and now they're going to go. That's the trigger that they needed to pull. 30 seconds, and they're running right onto the bomb site here. Trying to get low. Yeah, the retake is already happening. Try is rotating in. A little bit further away, Lato at the moment. They do have a defuse kit, but they're going to have to try and go for it in the afterplant. Try and Taco with a kill each, and the boost. It's a double before the wall bank comes in. What an unlikely way to win it. FNX, he needs maybe one more here. They're actually in a man advantage for the retake here. 00Nation, so far so good.
Oh, it gets better. Everyone's hitting their shots. Taco has hit a couple of scorches on that headshot angle. The rest is just a formality. But yeah, I think the credit to Taco and Try there. The 2 Ts.
They made that look so much easier. That's a 4-on-3, and they're so casual about it. Really far back. That smoke to sniper, but didn't even matter. Try just, he looked at it and said, oh, it's fine, I'll just rotate down below.
It's actually, it reminds me, it gives me a little air of your observations over on Ancient. You know, the read of the economy, 00Nation, when they know they're against lesser weaponry, less nades, they're happy to just sit back and play for like a confident 4 retake. And it works. I mean, admittedly, Taco had to hit some bangers, but you can see what it's done to Imperial. We tied up at 3 apiece, and it is going to just be some Tech 9s. I would expect some pace. What's VINI throwing out there nice and early to provide that extinguish? Oh, but already Lato has just peaked party and said no one home. Like, what a gift. What a gift. He's gone.
So much right off the bat.
And Doomau's even almost confirmed nothing underpass. He might be brave enough to take the fight short through this door. Flash from his team. Oh, gross. Gross! Horrible! Doomau gets 3 with the help of Try. Bomb and round. Surely secured now. Admittedly, Fallen has managed to relinquish Doomau of his life.
I'm pretty sure even the little jump there to look over, they spotted a couple of people coming through, so everything was lined up. Even in spite of almost no risk really to the CT side, they actually got a lot of information to work with. M4 in the hands of Fallen. boltz with a Tech 9. And this is, oh, well, never mind. Boost to counter, and Fallen is down and out. And I was going to say, doing damage in this is going to be really important. There's a nice economy building on that CT side, so you have to do something to get some of these rifles out of the hands of 00Nation, so you can kind of keep the dream alive of striking back and canceling out the economy. Not going to be this time. Try will pick one of them off there. That's, and Ladder, what, he's 7-2 right now.
Yeah, one to watch out for, not only in just frags, but I mean, Lato single-handedly enabled Dumao to go for that, right? I mean, Dumao is not as confident with his maneuver after he's cleared out Underpass. He just goes straight out in the smoke with a blown-off door. Like, no sound cue, no announcement of him. And then just as they mantle the boost, Fallen caught on the jump. So very convincing round there out of 00Nation. It is going to be guns back out now for Imperial. That was just a conservative Tech9 buy. I think I'm just going to keep tabs on this CT aggression here. Like, I just want to keep seeing how Imperial, because this must be Peacemaker. If he was on the mic, I think I mistook this for a timeout. But someone needs to remind them that if you are going to be doing these all-in maneuvers, a smoke on the Molotov, the stop molly, is not going to do enough to stop them from having a look. They've got an air of aggression, they've got some pep in their step, and you know Try's got an AWP, he's going to have a look. So let's see how this exchange goes down. Fur typically occupies playground. Try's taking it under.
Yeah, he's down here because he's got so many teammates behind him. Look, there's only one. I've never seen this before, I think. One player defending the B bomb site. That's madness. And VINI, that might be the round.
I think it might be.
With one kill on Taco. And look at how deep he is. Taco is never expecting to take that fight. He's thinking, I'm just here as the guard dog. I'm just going to be looking, and if anyone shows up, I'll bark a little bit, and you know, people come running over. This is wild. Normally, we see something like 3, maybe even 4 players at the B bomb side at the start of the round, just to be sure.
I really think VINI was almost like second-guessing himself. He's like, there's no one here. The round is live. Oh, I've won the round. There it is. Okay. I mean, that is... We were talking about counters to these early info plays. Well, you know what? If you've got CTs regularly challenging out for party, underpass, and long, what do? You walk on in through that monster pipe. Typically, you know, we're going to see a barrage of smokes, just chain smoke after smoke. You can throw it from so many different angles, from the sandbags, from way back on the other bomb site, and just keep that tunnel occupied and threatening. But
you know, to be honest, though, every other time they've tried to take this B bomb site, it's been a long, elaborate process for Imperial. So what they're thinking is, we'll take the AWP down into connector on the CT side on Try. He can go and fight that, and he has infinite safety to fall back up to the restrooms because there's 3 people there who are defending behind him. Well, one of them is out long, but still, they have so much defense there that he's never going to get caught, and then he can rotate back to the B bomb side if need be. So this is the one round where it isn't that elaborate process for the Imperial side, and yeah, perfect call for them to make this work. Fur is at 0 kills right now. Still pretty much early on, but it'd be nice to see him step it up a little bit more because we know that he can. This kind of a triple boost, though, Alex, normally reserved for eco rounds.
It is, and this is a mix-up. I mean, they really do like to go for these gambles, don't they? First it was 4 towards A, now it's 4 towards B. And it's Imperial's responsibility to suss this out. I mean, and there goes Fur. It's Lato now, who it's all hinging on a timing. No sound cue given. Lato... Always close, flashed in, very nice, flash and a double! The second is nonsense out of Lato.
He heard a step from earlier, and that's why he was able to call in the flashbang.
My God, you know, that is naughty. I mean, it's round defining. Very absolute some of these rounds have been. First with Imperial into B, and this one thanks to Lato. And as this one wraps up, Anders, I'm about to start thinking about that B stream. I don't know if you caught it, but Mouse versus Tai Lu going on that B stream.
Okay, yeah.
Cover your ears if you don't. If you want to watch it live, somewhat. Not you, Anders. You have to listen to me. But everyone else, you can cover your ears if you don't like spoilers. But it seems like we've got a competitive affair.
Ooh,
yeah.
So upset the bracket.
Well, 16-7. Okay, Overpass was a bit of a drubbing, but here you can see it now. It's up to 10-8 in a Tai Lu timeout on Ancient. We could be seeing Inferno and Tai Lu no slouch on Inferno, and they've not been on their A game. Not only domestically, but here abroad as well.
Yeah, that's a surprise. That's interesting.
Who's having the game? It's Bentet rocking it. 5 opening duels 1 on that map. So looking good, looking exciting. That is over on the B stream. Just go and add an ESR_CSGO. Just add a B. Just add a B to the URL.
Keep 2 tabs.
Or 2. Oh, all right, smart ass.
Got the technology available.
These days, yeah. But Would you reckon the majority are rocking a 2-screen setup these days? I don't know if that's just like middle-class Alex making assumptions, or if it's kind
I've got to assume that it's not, but the problem is once you try, you can't really go back, can you?
That is the problem. And not even just for the gaming lifestyle, just for like straight quality of life, man. It is insane.
It does make a difference, doesn't it?
I feel so trapped when I'm in a full-screen app. Trying for something aggressive and...
Still 07. Couldn't get that win out long. Now is definitely not the time to go missing. They're down a map. They need this one to bring us on to the third one, which will be Mirage. That could get real interesting for Imperial. So it feels like if they can live through this one, they might have a chance to strike back and actually, maybe win it here. Lado on the fight, and he's going to open up the round here, taking down FNX. It's a nice spray with the AK.
This duo, Lato and Tri, loving these kind of helping each other to bail each other out. Like, the only reason he can stand there and find that jewel from that fight is because and by virtue of Tri posted up onto Party. Fallen, trying his luck, quick spray through the boards, finds nothing, so operating with this disadvantage still.
What a read, look at the lineup there. The jump, he sees them, I don't know if he saw both, but he certainly tagged up both. And think, even though no one dies here, how suffocating that is for Imperial, just the feeling that everywhere you go, they're always boosting, jumping, checking. There's something going on all the time. It's really hard to stay stealth and hidden out here, and that's a lot of this map is going to be about, keeping your cards, hidden for as long as possible, and really only striking at the end.
They've cheated a third over here. They've very much got the finger on the pulse correctly, and Tri might fall foul to the VINI orb as he does just dip in and out of the line of fire. Just responsible for Banana. He's got 2 others alongside for the ride. Lato on the jiggle.
No time. They're saving.
Wow.
They can't actually do anything. It's so crazy. Okay, think about this earlier. We talked about this earlier. There's one of these rounds where either Lato or someone else had a kill out long and the round just ended outside of B. This is happening again. So we're talking about 1 kill onto FNX very early on. And there's no follow-up from Imperial.
I know you may have just got your friends, sat them down and said, God, Counter-Strike's a really cool game. You've got to check this out. I just want to make it clear, that's not a fair representation of how cool our game can be, okay? That was a rarity. We used to have names for rounds like that. Anders, if you get your thinking cap on, I don't know what you've got for me, but rounds that end after 1 kill. I'll just, send your suggestions to our Twitter PO box.
Do that.
At Anders. Are you still Room on Fire?
I still am. I should.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Listen.
Room on Fire, Anders. No wonder you're not discoverable.
I know. It's. I should change it. This whole social media thing, Alex.
I know.
I just can't.
You can't. Don't do that. I've seen what happens when people start saying, "Oh, I'm too old for that."
No, it's not,
they just.
too old. It's just. Oh,
that's what it sounded like. Okay, it's effort. You could even get someone to do it for you. ESL are hiring a social media manager. Maybe you could just.
Will you be my social media manager?
Wow, we'll have to.
Can I do that?
There'll be some serious discussions about pricing, but yeah, I'm down.
Here we go. 11th round. I've got to say, this is
Steyr. I was about to give him some compliments.
On a whole bunch of different metrics. This is feeling so cold right now for Imperial. They need an opening. They need people to frag on this T side. They have not anywhere near enough kills at the moment.
It has been a real slew of blue, with 1 hiccup, thanks to VINI and his opening frag. But other than that, what, 6 of the last 7 rounds, one-way traffic. Jumps for the info, spots the barrel, and boltz is going to eat some flame. Swing out. Oh my God, he just dinked him on the jump! I swear to God, Taco! That is a cruel death for boltz.
What's actually going on out
Have
there?
you seen the Counter-Strike we are witnessing this evening, bro?
Oh my God. Imperial. Imagine how disheartening that must be.
I was like, is someone going to swing short? No need.
That was the plan. Cole must have been wondering too, hey, wait a minute, bro. Like, why are you doing? I was meant to get this kill easily. I only have 3 kills. Just don't steal them away from me. Smoke is well timed. They know everything. They're pushed out. They know there's 1 person outside. That's FNX trying to sell something. Fallen. A bit of a miracle kill through the smoke. And the question is, yeah, they're starting to fall back, but covering that is Tri. He'll take down VINI, throwing more people at him though, and that should have been an easy kill. A little bit of a slip up there on Tri.
Yo, Fallen must have made a round out of this. I don't know if Cole's ready for an FNX lurk this late. This is very much a 2016 lurk. He's been here the whole time. Cole's so focused now as the door swings open. Needs that onto fire, and oh dear. Fallen has ignited some passion here in Imperial. It should very well be the plant, and it's going to be the round. a couple of oopsies one way, but it's Fallen that starts things.
There was no time. If Cold gets that kill, they win the round to time alone.
Yeah, but I mean,
absolutely couldn't do it.
To recap how we got there, first they're smoked off, it's 30 seconds and you're all long in a disadvantage. They Molotov where they know Lato was hiding, and Fallen has the premonition, ooh, another one for him, but has the premonition to spray on the crossback forced out by the flame. The next, it's a punish on tries miss. We'll get to see Taco's kill. This is how it all started. Watch this. Oh. Watch this, CSGO, please. Come on, mate. And that was first frag. Yeah. There you go. It really did switch around. You said they needed to start fragging, and frag they will. Taco's reaction to his kill. He knew there was still business to be attended to, and
I have to be honest, if not, I can't believe that this is a 6-5 game right now in terms of rounds. To me, it feels like 00Nation are heavily in control of this game, but obviously they win a pistol. That helps out a lot. Another attempt to get the shot with the AWP, and they very nearly does it. boltz down to half health, but the boosts, the tricks from 00Nation, it's suffocating outside of that B bomb site.
Yeah, Lato's taking an aggressive angle elsewhere, and this battle for short falls flat again. Lato nothing to contribute. And they can commit the plant likely, and so is the round. We're going to be tying things right up. And yeah, I mean, I echo your sentiment in terms of feeling like it's a surprise to see such a tight first half scoreline given what we've been watching. But I mean, I guess that will happen when you win the pistol and the following two. But they are having a bit of a resurgence here. I mean, the recovery out of Fallen and Co, and now this one.
Yeah, it's huge. I'm a little bit lost for words. You can see here, Lato is 10-3, tries 10-4. And, you know, on the other side, finally got his first kill, but they just, up until maybe even last round, they had almost no kills on the board. There was nothing to work with. And still now, they're up to 6-6, tying it up. This is so important. And this is a wide open game again.
Try and Taco, they're not going to be spotted in time. Okay, deep breath, sigh of relief. You still got the weaponry. You can facilitate Cold and Doomau onto some upgrades, so everyone's going to have what they need. A recap of the round, it did just kind of fall apart at the hands of that. They went for a double AWP setup there. I'm not sure they're going to be willing to try that again this half. A couple more rounds to go. Sounds like action on the B stream there.
Yeah. Scary for Mousesports. Could be smoking up that Molotov and making a run at it, flashing their way out long. They want to try and take a lot of space. VINI, he is just very quick in this round. Not slowing it down for Imperial at all.
Yeah. VINI and Fur are already out early, and you can see that FNX is looking to join them. The Molly should be safe from that. Oh, he's not. Oh, yikes. He's been hurt, sprayed, hunted. He shouldn't get out of this one, and doesn't. At the hand of the Kalashnikov of FNX.
They keep shooting at the smoke. They're not sure if someone else was there.
Look how far forward this dude is already. Fur is at the end of toilets, at the mouth of A. And don't want to give anything away. They are just walking it in the rotate. A three-man rotate to the A site. And that is at the moment where that bomb is starting to meander. This is a big line, a big opportunity. Try has had a bit of a windy few rounds.
This could be a disaster, though, for the defense. They're walking into a lot of players out here. Taco sees the shadow jumping, wants to go for the fight, but FNX going to be able to beat him, and a headshot on Doomau to follow it up. FNX securing this round almost certainly. 30 seconds on the clock. Cold is out here with an M4. He turns around, trigger discipline. Yep, that's how you have to do it. Tries to go for the quick double, but he misses the chance, and Fallen will take him down. There was an opportunity, but he just could not complete that kill. And it will be a round lead now, 7-6 in favor of Imperial.
Yeah. It's not really my place, but it does feel like some of these last few Imperial rounds can be attributed not only to them, but to some 00Nation misses. I mean, Tri-Hab has missed a couple of opportunities in this one. I think in most people's books, that's two. Oh, and as you're running out of bullets and your ex-teammate Fallen swoops in, you're going to be feeling red-faced after that one. I think maybe even a timeout just for the mental now, or at least they'll get one soon at the end of the changing of the halves. But Imperial have been given a route back into this. Very much so.
They want to play Mirage. I really want to see Mirage too, so I'm excited. At one point it felt like emotionally, they felt like they were just out of this one. Not so though. 11 kills on FNX. He's starting to rise above just a bit. Started to show some real determination on this one. 14th round. They got that double up setup back, expensive as it is. They want to invest into it. And it also, I'm starting to wonder now, it feels like a lot of the defense down at B is just a whole series of wall banks and tricks and little nerdy details, which is really funny. But I also, you know, now that Imperial are starting to not really challenge it, they're just going away from it. They're saying, all right, if you have that many tricks to do silly things, jumping M4 shots, maybe we just don't give you the chance to do it.
Oh, we could get run down here. Try is actually in real trouble. Flashed, hunted, dead, and again, openings are plenty for Imperial. Both gone without anything to celebrate or report. And you can see Imperial were like, this, there must be something else to it. And Taco, oh, he meets boltz' blade. He could have got another as well. coldzera, a consolation frag, maybe a rifle upgrade for Dumao, but they're hunting him. FNX and Fallen and quick descent. coldzera's dealt with that, but at what cost? Loses a lot of his health. Fur's already on Barrel's sight. If you want to go back, Dumao, you better be willing to win that duel. They're not going to leave him with nothing. Nothing for the final round of this half. Forcing the rebuys.
What a swing back for Imperial. I really wonder if I'm going to need smarter people than myself to analyze. It really feels like they just eventually gave up on all the silly tricks from, well, not so silly because they work, but all the tricks outside of the B bomb side. They decided, you know what? We're not going to do that anymore. We'll go find somewhere else, and that'll work. And so far it has.
We've had 2 knife kills, both going Imperial's way in this one. So they're winning that one in that regard. And you can see that smiles are creeping onto faces. Obviously not from FNX or Fur. I think I saw them smile once. It was in 2016 as they lifted the trophy.
Little mark in your calendar.
Yeah, I wrote it down. It was that notable.
Oh man, 8-6. Well done, Imperial. This is actually really impressive. And as you pointed out, not much to fight with here from us.
I love a bit of aggression. You said they cancelled their tricks. Well, there's one back. boltz, though, needs this. Okay, flipper the script already. And this wide spread of Imperial is so imposing. Fallen is holding for this, and Taco's going to be punching his desk. Down he goes.
More lessons to give out, even late.
Yeah, exactly. And these CTs are scratching their heads. Lato and Cold to go 2v4. It's certainly got legs to it if Cold clears his corners. boltz is alone here. No support from FNX yet. Fallen noted with the bomb in spawn. Lato responsible for this entire A site.
Yeah, it was smart for Fallen to hold on like that. Maybe one of the few ways that they could have won this round 00Nation is if they lose the bomb back in T-spawn and have to go back and find it in something like a 3-on-3 or a 3-on-4 or whatever it would have been. Cold is still here by the sandbags, but over at the A-bomb site, Lato, well, not even, Scout.
Yeah, and he's just rotated off. I think the door swinging open was enough of a bait to pull him out. The patience on boltz here as well. And Cole does get rewarded for his. Oh, it's not the weapon you want, really, is it? He gets another try.
15 seconds, so yeah, somebody keep Lato occupied and then go and plant that bomb before it's too late.
So he did some nade damage. He hit a scout shot. It does put that FAMAS into a slightly more favored scenario 9. What a recovery. Truly, Imperial do lead supreme on our second map. And whether or not we find out and see the third is yet to be seen. Mirage waiting in the wings. Overpass continues after this.
Hey future pros, Nerd Out here back on Overpass, where I saw Copenhagen Flames do an insane run boost that allows you to throw a Molotov across the map. They also pair this up with a smoke to take monster control. The molly will cut off the terrorist's initial push, then the smoke blooms on that molly to deny the T's vision and allow a CT push through monster. Big brain stuff here. For this setup, you will need 2 future pros, a molly, and a smoke. Future pro number 1, you will be throwing the stairs molly. To do so, get on top of your teammate's head, put your crosshair on this mark, then when ready, jump up to start the run boost, and you will jump throw right when you pass the garbage can. Future pro number 2, you will crouch into this corner, aim as shown, then wait for your teammate to start the run boost. After your teammate jumps off your head, you will move into this corner of the truck and jump throw your smoke, which will land on top of the molly, taking vision away from the T's. But be careful, there's a small gap on the fence. If executed correctly, the T's will have to make a choice on whether to push through the molly or to give up control. Pair this up with flashes for your teammates to push through monster. With this setup, you will put the T's at a disadvantage, losing half the map, and then being able to rotate more freely. Why do you think they're called the Copenhagen Flames?
The Brazilian brawl to continue momentarily, but a quick B-stream update for you guys at home, just in case you're missing out on any of the action in Tyloo versus MOUZ. The first map was Overpass. That was Tyloo's pick coming into the series, but MOUZ looking pretty convincing, sealing that one out 16-7. That was in part due to an incredible CT side, and BMAS posting up a 1.59 rating. Behind us going on at the moment is Ancient, currently 15-11 for MOUZ. So if they net this one, they'll be netting themselves a spot at the groups of IEM Cologne. Inferno as the third and final decider map if we do need it. But Alex, Anders, I'm wondering, do you think this is going to be going to a third?
Well, I think with 15, MOUZ would be hard-pressed to let that one slip away from them, but I wouldn't hold my breath. It's not impossible.
This one, though.
Oh, I know.
This one has third written all over it. I don't know what happened to 00Nation. I don't know what happened to Imperial, but they found some kind of strength. They're back. They have a 3-round lead. Second half is coming up. Imperial now on the CT side. It's going to be 00Nation on the T side. Or try. He is flashed and dead, just like that. He wanted to pose up and try and take a little bit of a fight in that monster tunnel, and he is taken out.
Yeah, that's horrible for him. Try's been having a bad swing of the bat for these last few. And already an advantage for Imperial, chasing double digits. It would certainly be one of the first nails in this 2-0 coffin. Quick one across the bow. Don't want to lose Dumao. Does want to find time to deploy those nades. Bomb progressing up. And another CT smoke deployed. You can see what that's going to do to them. Either channel them or delay them. They are all channeled as it stands. And look who's coming. Creeping, crawling is VINI. Already another one for Fur. Fallen on long responsibility. A back turn. It's messy. It's still Fur. And Taco one back. Shadow betrays VINI. 8 bullets on that Glock. A nice quick one on the Glock as well from Dumao. He's in the 1v3 now. And the bomb's still under CT remit. This is not going to be easy. Dumping the nades to retrieve. He will be peaked. He will be challenged. The movement's nice. And the smoke is too. They're going to be expecting him to go back. They're going to be thinking he's going back. And look, as he cuts his noise. They both bite on the bait hook. In the cheek, but not quite line and sinker. boltz lingers. 20 seconds. So if he bides his time long enough, boltz isn't moving a muscle. So, oh, his plan's open. boltz has done this so well. I think it's an open plant, Anders.
Yeah, he's got this one. There's no shot.
Oh.
8 seconds. He's going to go for it. He can't come off it. If he comes off it, he's dead anyway. So yeah, boltz sticking around. But you're right. That still is a big brain play coming out there at the end of the 2 hours. He had the right idea, and you're right. They did initially. They did buy. So, I mean, this for Imperial, though, is amazing news. What? There are so many missed shots in this pistol round that I couldn't even believe it.
I mean, just in this map, actually, there's been missed shots. Unforced errors across from both teams. I mean, coldzera sticks out for me. A couple of AWP misses out of try as well.
It's been some truly bewildering Counter-Strike on all different fronts.
A really good word for it. Look what's going on here, though. Fur, chase down, run on down by coldzera, and look at this forward position. They have no idea. Fallen brings the action to them, and that could be the bomb. It is. Trade necessary. Taco the one to provide it. Things will calm down for a minute, but look, everyone's on the move. VINI's going for the round-the-world maneuver, while FNX tries to burrow into long.
But that slows them down. With the kill on Fur, they were ready to go. They wanted to go and hit that A-bomb site. Swing for it. There's coldzera. We really need him back in action. You're absolutely right. He gave up some kills that he should have had in that first half. Maybe second half is going to be his chance to do a little bit more. VINI, though, long range on that MP9. And we're back into a 2-on-2.
And Dumao knows that's VINI. Hang on, B must be wide open. Taco on his way, closes the door. He was raised well. So VINI has to opt for the monster approach. boltz in partnership with him. Now, there is no kit. So we are going to want to see some hasty information out of VINI. He is going to get answers, and maybe even a frag if Taco's not looking. Oh, dear. A 1v2 demanded a Dumao, and this really could be the catalyst into a 00Nation stabilization. It's not pretty. And boltz pulls it across the line. Imperial definitely sealing a very, very promising lead in pursuit of a third map, Mirage, if we require it. Some opportunities, certainly, but 00Nation, they are going to have to fight back from a rather bleak outlook if they concede not only the pistol, this second round here, and the third likelihood as well.
Very scary round, no doubt. That Tech-9, if they get that kill, that might have been it. 11-6, and they have a huge buffer right now between them and 00Nation. And look at what they have to buy with. Galil's in this round. What do you think, Alex? 5 Galils.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to just be giving away a freebie for 12, but it is going to be a...
And that last one is into a 1v2, so they know there's no economy on that CT side either. So they want to try and see if they can put the pressure on. Fallen misses the first shot. No real follow-up. He's going to be immediately out of there. He does not want to take this fight.
Heavily leaning Imperial's way in the financial situation. boltz responsible for Monster. Couple of shots exchanged, nothing connecting. But I think if you're 00Nation, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Take a nice slow default. You know, really just screw your heads back on tight. Remember Ancient. Remember the first 8 rounds of Overpass. Forget the rest. But either way, Imperial definitely are making a very strong case here. And what's interesting is FNX has been at the top of the scoreboard for both of these maps for Imperial. Ancient, now Overpass, and if FNX is at the top, I don't know if that means something's working or if FNX is working overtime.
Oh, he's certainly putting in the effort right now. Fur, very much out of it for the start of this map, but started to creep back in. Ooh, close fight there. That'll definitely confirm the Galils, and he gets the dink on Lado. That is not actually that bad. And they have the information, and you have to look at the timer as well. There's not much left in this round. 00Nation, they might as well pop and go for this right now. They're not going to get a better shot at it. The more time they wait, the more people are going to show up at this bomb site. Fallen, second missed shot there that he could have had. He's got some defense behind him, though. Rifles up close to try and keep him safe. FNX doing everything, bodyguarding him. Taco comes in, double spray down, and it's a 1 versus 1. Does he know where VINI is coming from? I'm not sure. Yep, he's running out of time, but he gets the dink at range, picks up the bomb, and he's going to have that bomb plant right at the last second. Taco with the chance to finally get another one on the board here for 00Nation.
I mean, he dinked him. He's done half the work already, Anders. If he could just put one more into the head. A big one from Taco, retrieves the AWP, and 3 kills, 3 frags. That's big, admittedly losing everyone. Not going to be idyllic for 00Nation.
I'm so confused about everything that's going on. I don't know why FNX is the one that has to get every single kill. boltz is there, Fallen is there. They have plenty of opportunity, but and then somehow Taco still wins the fight, even after FNX doing all that work.
Doing a lot of work, 15 frags. I want to check that ADR as well. I feel like he's been, you know, not always necessarily finishing the frags that he's starting. But a force buy, 2 players on 1400, give it your best shot. It's 5-7s, it's Deagles, MP9s. A gap closer and a compulsory one now for 00Nation. ADR, yeah, 79, and ooh, coldzera. Knocks him off his high horse, try connects as well onto first, so 2 of the top dogs neutered.
Out of that one, I feel like there's got to be a lot of fans out there too that would actually like to see coldzera start to have more of a presence in this. You know, this is a crazy matchup that we're witnessing in Counter-Strike history terms.
Oh god, yeah. And you want my cope pants? I'll put them on. My justification for some of Cold's drop-off was that he wasn't being supported in the same way he used to be. And do you know who used to support him? It was Taco. Yeah, he's back. Yeah. He has his supporting cat. He has his Robin to his Batman. And right now,
it's something that even when that breakup happened, probably opened a lot of people's eyes to the value of having the right structure, because it was evident from from basically minute 1 you could see what happened to Cold when he was out of that structure.
Nice from Doom out, pulling it across the line here. But yeah, I mean, back in those days though, when Taco was supporting Cold, support player was just another word we used for a bad player. You know, like we would just use it. It wasn't like we didn't have specifics. Like they throw all the smokes and are allowed to have a negative KD. It wasn't as refined as it is now. Everyone in modern day Counter-Strike can act and function as a support player depending on the round.
I also think the kind of Counter-Strike that Cole was playing when he was at an absolute high point is almost impossible to play now because everybody is so good. In the past, yeah, you could have the rest of the team and Taco kind of, you know, nurse you into a good position, throw the right flashes, set everything up, you have some good fights. Right now, almost everyone is so good at getting these return kills. Well, Imperial just with pistols out. Alex, I know you have a thing for those Brazilian last names.
Dude, I've been really enjoying their last names. They just sound strong. Like kind of like a football match, you know? I'm going to try and see how, this is an experiment, but we'll see how it feels.
Let's go.
All right. Rig out. Posted up on party, out swings one, David fires off shots. It is going to be a nice connection there from Rigal, a second as well, and they just melt. And down goes the last, Toledo falls. It could work. You just have to somehow change your entire brain and know all of the last names.
I mean, there was a time when you know, NIP would do it, right? They would just play with they would just play with their first like initial and then the last name.
Lincoln FNX Lau. Lincoln Lau. What a name.
Yeah.
I also think Fur's last name, Alvarenga. Like, imagine that. Here comes Alvarenga! And you just hold it for forever. A lot of fun to be had with Alvarenga.
They have some power behind that. I don't
boost. Oh! Just over the tip of the head, trims the hair.
That's only 4 of them.
It was. So they already have the information. There won't be a lot of early presence, at least towards Playground. Fallen can just rest on his laurels on long for a moment. Requires a lot of resources to mantle into that boost. Wow. Assembled quickly, but just not quick enough to catch that descent.
Okay, so not that aggressive from Imperial in this particular round. You could see falling quite far back, don't want to be hanging around the connector or anything else like that. And a bit of a lean towards the B-bomb side, but nothing at all out of the ordinary. See if they have any tricks of their own defending the B-bomb side, but if not, Fallen is going to be sent packing out here. Didn't really take a lot. He doesn't want to stick around. He just wants to know if they are coming. And Fur is out there, smoke in hand, but kind of on an island from the rest of the team at the moment.
Fallen's waiting for Fur's call. Fallen's got the smoke, or rather the flash cocked, and he's waiting to flash them into this. Smoke first, try and his whole squad, God, the entire unit of 00Nation in that underpass for now. Just
that smoke actually prevents them from knowing.
You're right, it almost die by their own sword if they can get themselves assembled here onto commit. It's boltz and VINI, both monster side. Flash, just a bit shy, the second great. Both doing the flashbang dance. They should have him dead to right, but boltz pulls a double out of nowhere. And now smoke, a T-smoke obscuring view. Dumao looking to resuscitate. He's blind now as well. This is going everywhere but 00Nation's way, and it is boltz with the ace. Takes all 5. Doesn't need your help. He'll mow them all down upon arrival.
I have no idea how they defend. I can't believe it. They should have been wiped out. This is so ridiculous.
Let me see this again.
So confused.
So he gets the double. He's getting pushed from every angle. 15 HP. Taco pushes through the smoke to try and bait for this one. He misses his shot, and it's just chaos.
He saw and impressed himself. Like,
Yeah, okay. Happy boy, and justifiably so. I think boltz has just given them a launch pad straight to that third map.
It looks like it, doesn't it? No bomb plant, of course. Very little time, even at the end, even if they somehow managed to turn it around. I don't think they had enough time for the plant. So, got to be AKs coming out. A lot of the money here for 00Nation put into this round. Imperial, kind of the same story. They don't have that much to work with, so everyone has to be really careful. FNX trying to hit some of those same wall bangs that he was experiencing on the other side.
Yeah, Imperial CT side, definitely not to be underestimated, but 00Nation need an opening, and it's again problematic to find. Fer costs him a great deal of health, but we will see Bogdan's Law again deployed. Where did the rifle go? There you go, Fallen. Solves the mystery. And now that man advantage can be seized.
Same setup for Imperial. No change. Still 2 people down at that left-hand wall down there to buy the monster tunnel. It worked last time for an ace, so why not keep going? 22nd round and about 35 seconds left. Taco taking long on his own. The rest of the team grouped up. They don't have almost any utility, Alex. This is going to be such a weak hit.
Yeah. And you can see that Fallen already aware of Try's position. He's got FNX in support. Fer responsible for long. This setup is going to be so hard to break, and FNX does go down the first, starts to fall, and 3 in quick succession. Does lead to a very late take, reminiscent of that of Ancient. We do see 00Nation with just a little sign of life, a blip on that heart rate monitor.
This is exclusively a result of the fact that they're playing this far up. Basically, this round was won by the flashbang that Try through, because I guarantee if they on the CT side, if they were playing further back, then there's just no time. They can't get all these kills to even clear the bomb side with, but everyone from the Imperial side is so deep in there, which that's cool if they have a lot of Molotovs and smokes to throw, because they throw them towards the bank and the truck and everything else, but you're in front of the whole thing, taking the fight, so all of the utility means nothing. But in this case, yeah, it completely blows up in their face, and that flashbang, again, you gotta think of, that could have gone even deeper, right? That could have been a flash for the truck or anything, but it was up close, absolutely perfect for what was on the defensive side. 12-10. And they pull one out of almost nothing. They really did not have a lot to win this round with 00Nation, but they made it work. And, you know, just to remember how many rounds in the first half where Imperial lost 1 player on the T side and just saved. But 00Nation, they're like, no, we do have almost nothing, not a lot of time, we're a man down, we're going to fight anyway and win. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, 40 rounds so far in the bag. Got to contest with Imperial's 6th-round haul.
I don't know. It looked to me like Imperial were taking steps towards that third map. Now I'm starting to doubt it again.
That's completely fair enough, but I need to see a little bit more evidence. This one, it should just be a case of boltz and VINI giving it everything they've got. They'll try for some aggressive maneuvers with these 2 rifles.
3 HEs.
Yeah, and that's a lovely boost to try and get the most out of boltz. You can see Try and Dumao starting to walk into the Lion's den, but out they go. The Lion not interested in the Gazelle today. Backing it up. And just in the nick of time as well, coldzera's just gone through his flight path. The door naded off will stop Dumao from immediately assisting.
Just basic good use of utility here. Molotovs restrooms, that tree at long, the connector, using the tools they have to make sure they don't run into any crazy setups right now, which is what you want to see from that 00Nation side. And Imperial, they're kind of all over the place right now. Got a little bit of a stack going on down at B, a boost to look over, so they're not seeing anyone out there, but they're also not rotating to the other side of the map yet. They really don't have a good read on what's coming. VINI is on his own.
Yeah, and he's been parked here the whole round. Oh, loud and proud. Here's coldzera. Catches off VINI, and yeah, the rest should fall into place now. Again, these boys, they love the pressure of the clock. It's 30 seconds, and that is when you start not clearing your corners. A couple of P250s could rustle some jimmies here. The M4's in the right place. Fallen's just caught Dumao, and suddenly my palm heads to my forehead. boltz gets another one. 14 seconds. They have to plant. They have to beat boltz. The stack will be there in both respects. He goes the long way round. Needs a bodyguard. Do shut him down in time. 3-on-3 now. Still a threat. First stands. Not for long. Still boltz on long. Still Fallen around and dry with 2 on the AWP. Closes it just to a 1-round deficit, but incredibly hectic.
This is some of the most grotesque Counter-Strike I've seen in a really long time.
Good word for
I
it.
just can't actually be. There's so much happening here that's almost impossible to explain. The fact that they, fair enough, you can rotate down
Look
from
at this.
connector.
Look at this post plan.
They're just grouped up in the corner. They could have been wiped out. There's another really serious threat I was wondering about for a second, because right at the end, they still had 2 HEs left. So if they go for a bomb plant with 10 seconds, now they threw them before the plant actually happened, but what a risk if you're 00Nation. If someone on low health goes to plant the bomb and there's 10 seconds and they get blown up, that's it.
And some teams, you know, your big clans, your heroics, they've got lineups just to make sure they can nade both Optimus and Box, Dice, from further afield. All right, full gun round. This one will be a very big indicator as to whether 3 maps is on the cards or not.
It surely will. Limited nades on the CT side, but they have some rifles to fight with here. That might be all it takes. Very, very far back once again, if you notice. Just, they've really given up on that aggressive play. Mahone did warn us that there'd be at least 1 round where they try to go naked down long, swing for it, take the fight. We haven't seen it yet, but maybe that is coming.
That's right.
And it's almost like this defensive, really far back setup could even lure you into a false sense of safety for when that round does come.
Just got to stay vigilant, as will Fur and Fallen. This 2-man A hold, it's aggressive, it's forward. In the toilets. Smoke up for now to divide, and that nade is perfect for your setups. It will chip away. Very light damage, actually. Gonna re-smoke immediately, so with 29 seconds, it's maybe gonna force their hand. This 2-man defense, unless Taco can solve the mystery and take a gamble of his own. Oh, look at this util. It's so good. They just push through off the flash. A great response. Rotates in from FNX. Fallen hits a cracker onto Taco. 13 and counting. Fallen, he just needs 1 more. Pull of the trigger. Burn will spread. He does go down to the flames. 5 as the bomb gets punched.
It's just so close. It's ridiculous. Now 3-on-3 for the afterplan. And Lado, he is trying to fall back out. He wants to escape this one. Does not want to get caught in the middle of the bomb site. No smoke or anything. No diffuse kit either on anyone right now on the Imperial side. So if they let 00Nation escape, I don't think they can win this round. You need one of those 2 things. Either a diffuse kit or a smoke. They're trying to get it done, but the problem is they're going to have to jiggle this out. This diffuse forever and ever. I don't think they can win it. They might as well back on out. And I think they finally realize it. VINI goes down. It's going to be tied up 12-12. This is some really, really wacky Counter-Strike, but it's working for 00Nation.
I mean, I don't even think that's necessarily the fault of 00Nation. That's also credit to Imperial. They had a 2-man B defense, but through utility and their perception of how they've been rotting the clock, these boys on the T side on their default spread. So by the time they get to toilets, and that Fallen is still standing there saying, right, it's 30 seconds, just dump. And they do. 2 smokes towards the divider. We had a Molotov about 20 seconds deep towards the mouth of toilets. And you could see the position it put them in. It was a flash that bailed them out there.
And I've got to say, what was wacky about that round was not at all, like, I think what you're saying is absolutely dead on right. They used utility really well defensively on that CT side. The crazy part is that 00Nation even get to a position where they can plant the bomb. Fallen has that angle covered. And as you said, if not for the flash at the right time, they don't even get to it. They just lose the round outright. So it's so crazy that that actually is allowed to work, because all the nades at the start by restrooms, they were all great.
There's a reason they called that timeout, Anders, and it was so that they could have 2 bites of the cherry. This is a calculated partial investment. Fallen's going for the back-to-back scout. Everyone else will have a buy into the next. Trying to make these saved rifles as potent as possible.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep an eye on that clock. I think this is a really good opportunity, a bit of a case study for 00Nation's default. Could it be done quicker?
Look at the jump from Lado, expecting that long rush. We've been talking about it a couple of times. Mahone warned us. Lado is certainly aware. he's back here, a little bit worried about it.
It probably has to be Dumal, you know. He's the one with that aggressive bone in his body. It's probably going to have to be him to forge a path, obviously facilitated now by this util. It's all over the map. boltz eats a flash. He doesn't have answers yet towards Monster, which is a gift in itself. Fallen posted up on long, so nothing to be seen or reported yet. That's a smoke that you can see trying to bait out utility, but they don't budge. Now, we're at that 50-second mark, and again, they find themselves heading towards the toilets. This time, not the same barrage of util to be dumped if we do see that 30-second mark. That's the last of the smokes. Fallen not in a position to deploy his. I say that as he actually turns tail, gives them up long. It's going to be another close one, Anders. It is going to be right down to the wire. Now, they are gambling incorrectly as it stands.
So far, so good. This is looking really, really good for 00Nation in terms of showing up at long like this. Fallen with the scout. There should be nothing he could do in this position. He's going to try and run for it here, but already forced off the corner. Taco will take him down. So 4 versus 5. And there's nothing much to fight for in this round. I don't think Imperial, they can show up if they want to look for a couple of exits, but that's probably not worth it. So, gonna be a bomb plant at the end.
I call that an early plant. I mean, they planted with 15 seconds left. I mean, they're oh, nice shot. Fur, any more damage to be dealt? I mean, he's got nothing to lose. Everything to gain. Keep them on their toes, keep their feet planted. Everyone else will get a nice safe save.
VINI's out looking for a kill too. Might be able to catch someone here with the 5-7. Everything they can scrape together would be valuable on the Imperial side.
Oh, Cold was holding for VINI's late arrival. If he does try his luck, I mean, there goes first Deagle. Will the 5-7 armor be taken away as well? It seems like it's a likelihood if he does try his luck. Lato pre-aiming it perfectly. Damage dealt. VINI lives on, as does Lato. It's Cold that wants to take it away, and will. Okay, nice little bonus. Little cream on top there. But you'll see, I mean, this is a strat that's gone well. There's one CT on the site you're hitting, you've got plenty of time, and he's the isolated player with just a scout. So that's dreamy. That is a good sign of life out of 00Nation in this game that is going the distance, folks. This domestic bout. It's about time.
It's going to be the aggressive long round? No, it doesn't look like it, but I'm
You're waiting for it.
I'm waiting for it now.
See, this is the downside of tendencies. You can overthink it, and look at this from Fur, the opposite of overthinking. Just throws his body into the mix, and a beautiful reposition out of Fallen. Try still chomping at the bit for that peek over the hedge.
Look at the boost. They're waiting too. They're so sure. They're so sure it's going to come. It hasn't happened yet.
Fallen's sticking around, you know? Like most AWPers would be off, turning tail back to the toilets. He wants more. And he might even get it, you know? Flash perfect. Okay, Cold knows his former leader well. VINI claws straight back and maintains that divider. This is going to make a big difference. A CT in that underpass really limits your options for these mid-rounds. And Cold, do you really want to go? Looking! Oh, God, that's a frag and a half!
And a heart attack on top.
And he had the bomb up there. I mean, if Cold jumps into that, that could be round. That could be round if VINI gets that frag instead. It's now 00Nation primed and ready for 14.
I really want to see what that looks like from VINI's point of view.
Yeah,
I'd be
brutal.
So scared. All right, boltz and FNX, 40 seconds. The bomb, as you said, really far back, and this just feels like almost a coin flip. A couple of things to point out. One smoke on Taco, and there is a Molotov on boltz. So if it goes real late, if they throw the smoke a little bit early, maybe for the high ground, for the sniper spot, if that Molotov comes down and stops the plant, that's one way for them to win this, even in a 2-on-3.
Trying to sell it here. There's 2 CTs with feet planted on A, and as a flash and a Molotov arrive, call it done. I mean, stick a fork in this one. He's sold it enough. They've got no resistance.
Not even a little bit, yep, and smoke on top of the bomb. So even if they were.
Petering out a little now. That's a couple of saves we've seen out of the CTs, yet 3 in the last 4 rounds of play. They've just been forced to swallow their pride and save 2 rifles. So won't be able to keep doing that. This is going to be 14.
Try at 21 kills with Lado at 19. So the 2 of them there doing really well. coldzera though, think about a slow start. I think at one point, maybe like 10 rounds in, he was 3-3 or something. He really had nothing. We saw some crazy missed shots, right? Well, cursing him a little bit here, but he has been making a good comeback. 15 kills right now. It's not bad at all.
I mean, he won that round for them, right? That flash that killed Fallen and then jumping into VINI. That was all coldzera. So there's 14. 2 away from that 2-0 for 0-0. Sick name, guys. Really well thought out.
Yeah. So living up to, it's in the name.
I don't know. I'd be interested to read the abstract, you know, as to where 00Nation and how it works and why it's going to be.
Oh, it's slow motion.
Dude, a little surf down as well. VINI gets time to react. Let's see if he pulls the trigger. 1, 2. Yeah, he got 2 bullets out of the gun.
You need like a real church angel choir singing in the background when he's falling down like that.
Yeah, well, maybe if they get to the Lanxess Arena, we can have some more of that atmosphere.
Here we go. 14-12.
This could be Imperial being knocked out by the hand of Taco and coldzera and co.
It really does look like that's going to happen. 00Nation had a good start on this map. Then they just disappeared and Imperial took over, and now we're seeing the reverse happen, and it's just kind of hard to explain. Obviously, they're fighting the money situation all at the same time. They managed to save a couple of rifles here and there. That's kind of what's keeping them in it too. If they don't do that, they actually are in so much more trouble. Fallen out there, and he's got no backup, really. That's scary. But look at how they go out long.
Yeah, I mean, there is a downside to this setup. You can see Fallen is actually, he plans to hold long from toilets. FNX re-smoking monster, but there is a wide open, a gaping chasm for this T side to walk on up to that A side. I think Fallen's starting to fill the gap now. FNX as well responsible, just checks it out. Oh, and Ferd just diverts his gaze. Will VINI fill the gap? Or oh, there's so many things hanging in the balance of this round. Oh, and VINI beats Dumao. Strikes first. Fur already into Taco as well. It's one back. It's Lato. Sprays in. Does not convert. The nade might. Top spin on that one. I just did a sound effect with my tongue. I don't know what's come over me. Fur. Tagged. Fragged. Lovely from Try. Gets his 22nd. And Imperial, they're close to the site. Their toes are tickled. Lato posts his second. And now a 1v2 for boltz. And that means everything to them.
How are they winning the round?
I mean,
oh my god.
The way that started, the two frags going Imperial's way. Taco gets shot in the back, but Dumao gets shot by VINI.
The reason why this is so crazy, so VINI, when he gets this fight here, there is no reason why Taco has to be worried up here, because in his mind, that player coming up from connector is much further back, but in fact, there's a second player in connector that's already pushing out. It's just so ridiculous, and still they spin it around.
Lato gets a lot of credit there. Top of the tables in ADR. This kid has done wonders for his squad, and it's Dumao that knocks the first peg down. VINI forced to watch as Imperial's fate looks to be sealed. Fur down as well. And in this last round, unless these 3 can pull up their socks, of course it's Fallen, of course FNX and boltz trying to piece it back together again, but Humpty Dumpty's broken, and so are Imperial.
I'm so impressed here. 3 versus 5, and still 00Nation. Real cool in this one. They're not rushing anything. They want to keep it tight all the way to the end. 23 kills on both Lado and Try, and they do not want to screw this up and try and play for overtime, which might happen if this goes on.
I mean, Fallen has just told his teammates he is responsible. Oh, and now he's gone down. It's Cole onto Fallen. Forced to watch. This one's going to be done. 00Nation, the new Brazilian blood paired with that of old.
Yeah, they've run it all the way back here. This is impressive. FNX and boltz, 2 versus 5 for not just one miracle that's going to do it here. I think we need a couple of them. Nade setup, that's what we were talking about earlier, but this time, not enough damage. No one's even low enough, and there's plenty of time here. FNX trying to come through. boltz going down, and it's FNX on his own. 1 versus 4 with absolutely no shot at it. Goes for the swing, but they're all going to come for him. Lado won the final kill, and 00Nation, they send Imperial packing and make it to the group stage.
That's gonna feel real good. Extra, extra special. I mean, surviving and making the main event is one thing. Doing it against your former teammates that you lifted this tournament's trophy 2 years back-to-back is something rather unique. It is special, and it must especially be special for the new kids. Lato, Try, Dumal qualify for the main event of Cologne with those two. Coltz